All right, let's see if I can get a good angle on this. Yeah, the thing just like caught my face in the sun. It's so hard to see because that sun is blaring right now. So let's see. You got the. So we're coming to about there. Okay, we're good. What's up, folks? Overwintering pepper plants live with Uncle Bull Cow. Let's get it. I don't know if I should. I might raise this up a little bit so you guys can kind of catch more of the vibe of what's going on here. Yeah, we could do that. That looks like a good deal. All right, so right where that dirt patch is, you can see really good. You can see the plant. The first plant I'm going to overwinter is over there. It's that yellow scorpion plant. So let's get it, dude. Let's get it, dude. Let's see if I can get... Oh, man, my pot's all stuck together. Yeah, we're already having a catastrophe this morning. All right, so I got me a 1-gallon pot here. Some sterile soil. I put that in the oven for a little while to kill the fungus gnats. Then I have some more soil there that I didn't sterilize, so I'm probably going to have problems. Regardless, let's just set the soil there. Got my snips, these Fiskars I bought from Mrs. Bull Cow. You know, and I use them more than her. What's up? I see somebody watching. I can't read the comments because it's too bright out here, so just hang out with the bull. I got to get the water, get the sprayer going here. Hopefully nobody left it on. All right. Got the sprayer because you want to spray the roots off for pests. Look at this. Ew, another pepper. Just pulled off most of the peppers off of these plants. I don't know if you guys can see. It's probably about 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So I got a nice little harvest. This is the last harvest. I'm not going to be bothering with anything else. We're getting a freeze in a couple days. So that's that. All right, let's get to it. I got all the tools I need. First thing you're going to want to do when you overwinter is snip some of these. You're going to snip this down so you can even work with it, but you're going to snip it down even further. Just get rid of these branches right here so I can get to this plant. You'll see why in a second. Because this has one of those little prongs holding it together. Some of these branches actually died. This is a plant from 2 years ago, from last year, guys. So I'm sorry, not 2 years ago. This will be on year 3 next year. I've got some other ones. That's actually what I'm going to use as the thumbnails. The other 3 I overwintered. Snip this baby down. Pretty good. There's a lot of weeds here. I stopped weeding this a while back. So now I'm going to pull it up. Got my little shovel here. There actually is a tag. I don't need a tag. I'm going to know what plant this is by how big the stalk is. I'm just going to pull this baby out of the ground here. Got a shovel to help me get some leverage. Here's that thing I was telling you about. It's all kinds of tangled in there. It's one of those things you put around a small tree or to try to get it so it doesn't bend over and get blown over in the wind. And I can't get it off because this thing grew so big. I'll get it off. I just gotta figure out how. There we go. One of these things. These things work pretty good. You put them on a plant to help stabilize it instead of a stick, and you don't see them. Look at the size of that root ball, guys. Look at the size of that stalk. Look at that. It's like a tree right there. I'm going to cut this down further, but the first thing I'm going to do is wash these roots off. Then I'm going to cut the roots down. Woo. Look at them roots, baby. So what I'm doing is I'm washing these roots off to get rid of any bugs or pests or funguses or anything like that. This hose has a leak in it, so I'm getting soaked right now. That is heavy right there, yo. That is heavy. I should have been weeding better over here, but I wasn't. So you can see there's quite a bit of weeds in the garden bed. They weren't bad most of the year. It was the last month and a half to 2 months they got bad. So I hope everybody's doing well out there. I did some videos on overwintering last year. Big success. This is one of the plants that I overwintered last year. I'm overwintering again. I got some new ones I'm going to add to the overwintered, but I want to try, just experimenting to see what they're like, what they do on year 3. Year 2 is phenomenal. This plant produced before any of the other ones did, and it produced big, huge pods and a lot of them. So I sent a friend pretty much a whole box of these, and then me and Mrs. Bokow made a whole batch of hot sauce with them, and we were munching on them before I had any other pods that were ripe. That it's just like a big, huge, you can feel the roots are just really hard because they're thick. Look at that. That's a sick root ball, right, guys? I'm gonna go and cut this down. I don't need all that. This plant's gonna be dormant for the next 6 months or so, however long, from now until April, May. In April, I'll bring this outside and give it some light. I'll repot it into something bigger and give it some nutrients, and then it will start growing new shoots, new leaves, new growth. And then what I'll do is I'll give it some good, nice, fresh, nutrient-rich soil, some nutrients. It'll just take off. And then I'll put it in the ground or put it in a pot. I did some in both, but I might do this in a 5-gallon pot next year. And so that's about it. I'm not going to cut it down much more. I'm going to cut these down. This is a dead one. Cut there. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. This is the original Y right there. This plant was leggy last year. So if you see, most of the Ys are way down here. This one here, the Y right there, it's the original Y. Yeah, it was a little bit leggy of a plant. I cut it down to just this. These weren't there. These are new. So I'm curious to see how this will grow out next year. So what I'm doing next, got my overwintered plant ready here, all rinsed off and nice. Take a little bit of this sterile soil that I have. This is actually raised bed mix. Okay, it's a little bit lighter. It has a little more pine bark and stuff in it than regular potting. It doesn't hold water as good. So when I plant potted plants, I actually mix this with the potting stuff because the potting stuff is very, very heavy, holds a lot of water. This isn't, but if you just use this with pots, you're gonna be in trouble. You have to water sometimes twice a day. It doesn't hold a lot of water, but this is what I want for right now. I hope you guys can see that. I don't know how far I got out of the camera angle, but I have this baby sitting in some soil, and now I'm just pouring more soil on there. I'm gonna pat it down, and I'm not even gonna water this thing for about a week. I'm not gonna give it any water because I just rinsed the roots off. It's got some water. You don't want to water with your overwintered plants. You want to give them water about once every 3 weeks, once a month, and don't give them too much or they will rot. How do you know that you screwed up? You'll see where you cut these ends off, you'll see that they'll turn brown because they'll heal. They'll just, not heal, whatever, they'll close up. So the ends will just turn brown. If you give this too much water, you'll see that brown, it'll start to go down, 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 and all of a sudden you'll go and you'll feel it, squeeze it, and you'll get water. And that's because the plant the roots are taking it up and there's nowhere for it to go because there's no leaves to photosynthesize. So, you know, you can't do that. All right, so there we have it. A little more soil over here. There we have it, guys. Overwintering. This is a 2-year-old plant. Since I'm live, I may do a couple more while I'm on the video with you guys, just in case somebody jumped on late, or maybe I didn't get a good angle because I can't see nothing right now. But yeah, that's it. That was a plant from 2021. Look how thick that stalk is. I mean, there's my finger, and I got a pretty fat finger, so. All right, there's one down. I'm gonna do a few more. Yeah, there's some more pods. I could probably go be picky and pick through. I'm seeing more, but it's just hard with the sun. But that's a pretty decent last haul. I haven't been over here in, I think, 2 weeks to the raised beds. And yeah, I got some, my potted plants they got some pods on them too. So, all right, what else should we overwinter? I got a tough one right here if you guys want to hang out. This one's not going to be easy. I don't know if I should keep that. I got a hellhammer plant with a stalk bigger than that. I don't know if I should overwinter it or not. Let's see about this bad boy. The sun was trimming this thing back. Woo-hoo-hoo. Wow. I'll make a tangle up here, huh? Yeah. Look, roots on this. So this is massive. This was planted from seeds I got from Jimmy Pickles. This is a golden Primatale. I'd say the production was pretty good on this, the yields. I'd say medium high if you're gonna go that route. The medium high, the old medium high yields. I actually have a tag for this over there. Holy mackerel. Yeah, I can keep that tag. I will keep the tags, because while I may remember now, I might forget, you know, down the road. Look at that. Sharpies do work for a long time, and it's full sun. I tried those stupid, those red tags, the red marker, the paint marker. I can look at a couple comments if there's some. Good morning, good morning. I see a couple good mornings. Good morning, Walker, Kevin, Arch Dog, a couple other folks in here. Yeah, we're doing a live overwintering. Hopefully it's coming out loud and clear. Figure I'd jump on a live and do this that way there. If I get long-winded, you know how I do. All right, so first things first, this thing needs to be trimmed back big time. Look at this. This one I'm kind of weirded out about overwintering this thing, man, because it's like, I don't know how new shoots are going to come out of this. There's no room for them. Wow. This thing is massive. Holy mackerel. I don't know, there's a rough chop. I guess that'll do it. Look at the Y on this thing. This was not a topped plant, guys. But when I put these out here, a lot of the leaves fell off. They weren't hardened off enough. And so they lost the leaves and came back looking like this. They were like bushes, like monsters. Look at that. Look at this round ball. I don't know how this will do, because I mean, I'll get new shoots, but they won't be as thick as this. It'll be like that Apocalypse Scorpion plant this year. That thing was cut down so low and like that it just didn't have the it just didn't have it in it to have the thick shoots. So it had put off a bunch of skinny shoots off of it. Took a little bit longer to get pods on it, but when it did really good, and it pumped out a lot of pods in a short period of time. So I'm hoping this turns out like that. Hoping, fingers crossed here. See all that bark in there? Anyone think that there's dirt? You know, you see in black spots, that's not dirt. That's pine bark. That's the same soil I'm putting these in. That raised bed mix has a lot of pine bark in it. Really, really good. As you guys seen, I did well this year. I did some experiments, like putting 2 plants in 1 pot, different things like that. That it's lowered my yields, but they were experiments, and I said that in the beginning of the year. But with everything, I just kind of threw in the ground, threw some bone meal, blood meal in it, and left it like these. They all did good. Now there was some strains of peppers that didn't have high yields. One of those being the 7-pot evergreen. I don't know if I'm going to grow that next year. All right, Golden Primatale. Got these seeds from Jimmy Pickles. This is a great pepper. It's actually going to be, it's replaced a couple of other mustardish green pods that I was using before. I like this better. It's got good heat. It's got hardly any, really almost no floralness to it. I don't think it's as hot as the 7-pot evergreen, but the 7-pot evergreen is all kinds of floral and earthy and bitter, and so yeah, it's a good one. All right, I think that'll do it, guys. You think so? Yeah. This is my Golden Primatale. That is massive. Look at that son of a gun. I gotta get more soil. This is taking me a lot longer than I thought. Just everything over here and getting it prepped. I thought I'd be done by now and go grocery shopping. I gotta go get the kids out of the house today and go see Cousin Eddie and all kinds of good stuff. So I really didn't want to be over here too long, but you know how it is, man. I can't call it. I'm not that fast of a worker. I'm just old and fat. All right, hopefully you guys can see that there. If not, then I'll show you. Soil in there. Gonna fill it up about 3/4 of the way because I don't have a root ball. Ain't that big. Push that baby down in there. This is it's dormant. It's gonna be dormant, so you don't need to. Don't give when you're over winter and stuff. Absolutely do not give it any nutrients. Watch how much water you give it. This soil is really, really moist right now. And I overwintered some plants at work 6 days ago. Haven't given them any water yet. I've done it before. I've given them water like twice in a 3-week time. Guess what happened? They rotted. There's no saving them. You can't do anything about it. It's just water all the way through the stalks, and you're not gonna get it to come back to life. There's no way to fix it. Now, I guess if you overwatered it and knew you did immediately, you could pull it out of the pot, rinse all the roots off, and put it back in some dry soil if you got dry soil laying around. But if you let it sit in that water or that wet soil, you're in big trouble, buddy. But yeah, these plants will be dormant. They like it indoors in the winter, it's like dry. It's good for keeping them dormant. Let's put a tag in it so I don't forget what we got here. Golden Primatale, looking like a 10-point buck. All right, let's see. You guys want to do one more with the boy? It's soaked over here. Oh, because I got that hose. It's dripping. You want to do one more with the dog, with the bull? Hold on, I'm about to bring one over there. You guys are gonna like this one. I have to get it. It's got a tomato cage around it, so I'm coming. Hold on, YouTubers. Get that tomato cage off of there. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for another one? Let's go. Get the old handy dandy shovel out. Hold it. Soil. Like that there. This thing's got all kinds of weeds growing up next to it and out of it. Oh no. This one's a mess. Look. This is something I definitely want to winter. This is a very odd plant right here. let me get, there's so much, weeds were growing up around it. So let me tell you guys about this plant. This is really cool. So last year, when I first started eating peppers, a guy from Mississippi sent me a box of pods, and one of them he had it labeled Solid Gold Boot. So I did a review on it, and I liked it. He sent me a bunch of them. I saved some seeds. So later on, oh, look at that. I don't even got to rinse this one real good. That's because the soil was dry. You see that? This baby's like, I could tell, I was snipping some of the limbs off. This baby was dried out a little bit. It just didn't have enough water. So that's a piece of cake right here. So basically, what had happened was, later on, I got some more pods of like this from Bill Corbett. He just sent me a big box, and they weren't labeled, but I was reviewing them. So I sent him a picture of a bunch of pods and said, "What's that?" And he told me that he said solid gold boot, and then it said a little small X in front of, in parentheses, peach boot, pink tiger. So that's what many of us in the pepper community thought, because that's how it was labeled when it was sold. And I believe it shouldn't have been, there were no parentheses, because it kind of made people think. So a lot of people were calling this, including the first guy I got it from, a solid gold boot. It is not a solid gold boot. It's not that. It is a solid gold boot crossed with a pink tiger. And then there's another plant of this, and the other ones don't turn the same color. Well, I thought it was different. The first time I asked Bill, he said gold boot or golden boot. But this is what it looks like ripe. If you guys can see that. See, it's got that orange, red hue, and then it's purple. That's what it looks like. I wish I could find one that was from, this is one from the other plant. It will not turn red. It'll just stay purple like that. It'll be green on one side, but it won't turn red. Bill overwintered one, just like I'm doing right now, this. And it threw red pods the next year, which was this season we're in right now. So, cool story. Yeah, and anybody that got the name wrong, don't feel bad. I did too. It was labeled solid gold boot when I got it, and then it was labeled solid gold boot with the X and then the parentheses, which, you know, if you're already going in with a preconceived notion about it being that, I'm like, wait a second. What the heck? All right, who we got watching here? Walker, Texas Peppers, Kevin. Hey, Linda, good morning. Linda's like, I'm in Florida, dog. I ain't got to do what you're doing. Yeah, I'm overwintering because, you know, it's the season. We're going to get a 32. The weather keeps changing, but enough of them have pretty much confirmed that we're going to get a 32-degree night here this week, in the next couple days. And so I'm just going to, I'm not going to come back over here. I don't have time. I work all week, so I don't have time to deal with this kind of stuff. I'm going to bring a couple plants inside, actually, that have some small fruits on them, and a couple. I've actually got some decent-sized fruits, but not a lot. I might get like 1 or 2 fresh pods a week for a little while, which is fine with me. Because it's hard to get fresh pods. But thank you, Walker. Walker, Ink Gardener, they hooked me up late in the season last year. I'm talking like Ink Gardener in December. And even Walker, I think in January, was sending me some fresh pods. So while those guys had a rough start because of that stupid freaking 100-degree weather forever, they do get pods, you know, later in the season. So North Carolina, now we didn't get a frost last year till about November 7th or 10th or something. You know, it was still peppers growing Halloween like crazy. This year, that's not the case. We had a mild summer, so we had a really good, easy summer. There's that boy right there. See that? I just got a rock or dirt or something in my shoe. I don't know if I'm going to do any more. I got some more pots with me. There's a little bit more dirt. Wash my hands off there. Woo! I don't know if I'm going to do any more or not. There's this beautiful purple peach reaper plant over there that would be a potential candidate if it yielded better. The yields on it were okay, but the pods are small and they take forever to ripen. So I just put them. They're still purple. I couldn't believe it. So yeah, I'm kind of on the fence right now if I should overwinter any more or not. I may actually do like one more. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do one more. You guys hang out with me for a second. So we got a white knight over here. The white knight's a potential candidate. I'm not gonna do the orchis. Let's just keep this hellhammer. You know? Why not? Let's keep the hellhammer. I've got one already. That's why I didn't want to keep it. I've already got one. These are 2 years old too. Look at the stalk on that. So this is plants from last year. Well, this was a late plant last year. It wasn't like I planted it early like the other ones. Get over there. Get over there, you heathen. Yeah, this is a hellhammer. This is from Nick Kemp's told me I could grow this from it was a very off pheno hellhammer he sent me last year, and it looked like a funky giant red habanero or something. Definitely didn't have the hellhammer pheno. So the phenos on this plant were all kinds of over the place. I had a couple that looked like hellhammers. I had some that looked like ghost peppers even. Others that looked like the apocalypse scorpion, which is one of the parents of this. And then other ones that looked like a freaking, I don't know. Other ones that just looked crazy. I can't explain it. So, but yeah, we'll keep the old. Ooh, I just cut a big root. Look at the size. Look at the thickness of that root. Holy mackerel. Hopefully that doesn't kill the plant here. It's like the tap root. It's not going to kill it. I can cut this down even further if I wanted to. That's a big old root though. Dang. That was the root that was. I pulled this out first so you guys could see. That was the root that killed Elvis right there. All right, let's rinse these roots off. Yeah, I figured what the heck. It's already pulled out of the ground. I don't use the hellhammers for much for sauces, but Mrs. Bocow likes eating them. They're really hot. One of the hottest, top 3 peppers I've had is the Pepper D, the hellhammer, and the Prima Tali. People can argue all day about them all, but I won't eat a whole one of any of the 3 if that tells you anything. But all right, and that baby, rinse it off, man. Boy, hoses give me a hard time today. All right, there's that. Woo, the bull cow is tired. I'm not tired. I'm just whining because I'm old. Hope I got enough soil. Yes, I do. I think I got enough probably to do 2 more plants. I only planned on doing 3, but you know what? Why not? I could always overwater some and lose them. Oh, this is really wet. This is a bag of soil. It sat outside forever. I'm hoping that this wetness doesn't rot these roots, especially with me just rinsing them off like that. We'll find out, right? The roots won't even really grow. Like, it's weird. Put them in here and just cover them up with a little bit of soil and just kind of let this thing sit there. Do not overwater. Trust me. The plant don't know what to do with the water. It just sucks it up into the stalks, you know. NK Hellhammer. So this will be year number 3 next year. Yeah. All right. The bull cow. I am the bull cow. I am the walrus. Yeah, I think we're done here for the year, guys. So everybody that supported me, thank you so much. I'm gonna get this mess cleaned up and get going. God bless you guys. Thank you for watching Overwintering Peppers with the Bull. Yeah.